Hello? Is this thing working? Gwen, can you hear me?
Hey Everett, I can hear you.
It's working, Mom. I'm in the chat room.
The what?
That's what she calls Mr. Jacobs' online hangout site.
Oh, how's it going?
I'm okay. Bored, mostly.
I know what you mean. It feels like I've been in my house for years.
Yeah, that's what my mom says about me. It seems like last week we were all allowed to actually go to Mr. Jacobs' garage and hang out.
Tell me about it. It's like we're in this weird time loop where things don't make sense. I'm telling you, Everett, I'm this close to losing it. I've got to see my friends again.
Whoa, there we go. Hey guys.
Veronica? It's you.
Yeah, isn't this great? I'm back with the gang.
But didn't you move?
Yeah, and I thought you were starting college or something.
I was, Gwen, but with all this quarantine stuff going on, all of my classes have been online. And when Bailey told me about this hangout site, I thought I'd say hi to some of my friends.
Hi.
Hi Everett.
I wonder if Mr. Jacobs is going to be joining soon.
I hope so. I miss talking with him.
I miss listening to his radio.
But you can, Everett. Didn't you know?
Know what?
He set up this online hangout so we can listen to the radio from our houses.
Wait, how did I not know this?
Probably because you didn't read the email. I knew. You just click the little radio button at the top.
Oh, I see it.
This online hangout site is really cool. I mean, listening to Mr. Jacobs' radio from our own houses? Grandpa's right, we live in a technological age.
Oh, what?
I'm pretty sure people have been listening to radios in their own houses for a while, Gwen.
I meant Mr. Jacobs' radio.
Still, I'm sure it's been done before.
Hey, it's Mr. Jacobs.
How's it going, Mr. Jacobs? It's me!
I think you're muted, Mr. J.
Ah, there we go. Good to see you all again.
Yeah.
We really miss you, Mr. Jacob.
Well, Lynn and I miss you guys too. How do you like the website?
It's great. We were just talking about how cool it is that we can all talk, listen to the radio, and hang out online.
I'm glad. So it's been working for you?
Yep. We've listened to Paws and Tales and everything.
It's not the same as hanging out at your garage.
It's better than nothing, Everett. I actually get to hang out now.
You've got to admit, it is different, Veronica.
Gwen's right. We can't read his comic books. We can't drink orange juice or even build cardboard spaceships.
It is a little different. The garage seems to be a little less like home without visitors. And I'm stuck here with all these snacks sitting around the house.
Snacks. We haven't had any snacks in the house for weeks.
We'll be by as soon as we can to help with those, Mr. Jacobs.
I look forward to it, Gwen.
Will they still be good by then?
I'm sure they will be. It's not going to take that long for things to go back to normal. Right, Mr. Jacobs?
Hard to say, Veronica. This pandemic has made a lot of changes around the world, and though things look like they might clear up in a few months, our idea of normal won't be the same.
But we'll be able to come over soon, right, Mr. Jacobs?
Well, that's what I'm praying for, Gwen. Until then, I'm glad we have this hangout site where we can listen to radio programs together.
Yeah, me too. Mind if I start up the next program?
Sounds good to me.
Is something wrong, Gwen? You seem concerned.
I think she's muted.
No, I'm not, Everett. I'm just thinking.
Oh,
You've been quiet for a while. Must be a pretty important thought.
What's that supposed to mean, Veronica?
Just that even though we're only hanging out online, I can tell when something big is on someone's mind.
You don't have to tell us if you don't want to, Gwen. I was just curious.
Nah, I don't mind. I guess I've just been struggling to figure out how I should feel about this whole quarantine virus thing.
I'd say you aren't alone in that.
But that makes it harder. I've heard so many things from so many different people. I don't know how to feel about it myself. Should I be scared? Should I not care? Should I stay inside like we're told or do whatever I want?
I see why you were looking concerned. Those are really good and hard questions.
do you have any answers? Like maybe Bible answers?
Do my best, Everett. In many places, like Matthew 24:7 and John 16:33, God tells us that the world is going to have a lot of problems. This is just as true as it was a long time ago in Bible times.
That's not all that encouraging, Mr. Jacobs.
I'm with Gwen on this one. Are you saying we need to be scared or something?
No, because the Bible doesn't stop there. God tells us that though things will get bad here on earth, The truth is that he is greater than anything on earth. None of these things catch him off guard, and he's always with us, working behind the scenes, taking the broken and bad things and turning them to work together for the good of his children.
That sounds familiar. That's a Bible verse, isn't it?
Romans 8:28. So to answer your first question, Gwen, no, we don't have to be scared. No matter what happens, we don't need to be afraid because God is with us.
Okay, well, what about our other question?
Let's see. The next question was, should we care?
Right. Since we don't need to be afraid, should we even care about what is going on?
Interesting. You know, I might have a script that can explain.
Wait, a script? But we're at home. Can we do that?
Sure, Everett, he just needs to email it to us.
But what about the sound effect? The music? Will it work?
One way to find out.
I'll go see if I can find it.
And we'll listen to the radio while we wait.
And now, from the online hangout of Lionel Jacobs comes the digital drama, The Breakdown, an adapted biblical parable about compassion. Once upon a time in a scorching hot desert, there was a road. This road was long and hot and lonely.
How can a road be lonely? They don't have feeling.
He means that there's nobody driving on them.
But we are.
That's because we're in the story.
Right. On the day of our story, two travelers made their way down this long, hot, lonely road in hopes of finding a good life at the other end. Their car, on the other hand, had other plans.
There he goes again, talking about roads and cars as if they had minds of their own. I'm telling you, Laurel, the narrator's lost.
Randall, I think it's... Uh-oh, that's not good.
Better pull over. I'll take a look.
But a closer look only confirmed their worst fears. Their car had died completely.
I think we can get it to the next town. But I'd better not risk it.
Yeah, and my phone's out of signal. Could this trip get any worse?
All seemed lost, but after a while they heard a welcome sound.
Hey, is that a tow truck?
Hey, stop!
Well, now, looks like you guys are having a bad day. What seems to be the problem?
It looks like a blown gasket. And the transmission exploded too.
Whoa, both at once? That's rough.
Yeah, and on top of that, the car won't go at all.
That's terrible. You know, I can't think of anything worse than having your car break down in the middle of nowhere.
It's no fun, that's for sure. We were waiting for someone to come along who could help us out.
Yeah. Well, I hope they come along soon.
Huh?
Yeah, here's wishing you guys the best of luck. See ya!
And with that, the tow truck drove off, leaving the travelers stranded on the roadside.
Wait, come back! Can't you help us?
Look, narrator, if this was about the lonely road thing earlier, it was a joke.
The moral is that when we see that people need help, it doesn't do any good to wish them luck and go on with our lives. Instead, we need to do what we can to help them in their time of need. Sure, there are days where all we can do for others is pray for them. But sometimes you might just be the way God is answering someone's prayer for help. Looking thoughtful there, Veronica. Anything wrong?
No, not really, Mr. Jacobs. I was just thinking about what we've been learning about today.
You mean not being scared and helping others?
Yeah, Everett, but I did have a small question about the script we read earlier. The one with the tow truck?
Oh, what about it?
Well, at the end, you said it doesn't usually do much to just wish people luck when they need help and that we need to help them out. But how are we supposed to do that when we're all stuck home in quarantine?
I think Mr. Jacobs answered that already. He said that we can pray for people.
That is one way God has given us to help others in times like these, Gwen. But God has given us many other ways to help others too.
Really? Like what?
Well, in verses like Ephesians 4:29 and Hebrews 10:24, God tells us to use our words to encourage others. When things like disease and other problems in the world come along, it's easy to become discouraged and lose hope. But when we use God's promises to comfort each other, it's easier to be brave in hard times.
That makes sense. What are some other things we can do to help people?
My next suggestion is to be obedient and respectful towards your parents.
Okay, how is that helping?
Yeah, does obeying our parents make the sickness go away or something?
I'm sure I could come up with a way to make that connection, but actually, I was more or less saying that your parents are going through the hard times too. For some grown-ups, it might be that they are learning how to do their jobs from home. For others, it could be that they've lost their jobs completely. Neither of these things are easy to deal with, and the last thing they need is kids who are being rude or not doing what they're being asked to do.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, is that in the Bible?
Isn't it always?
Colossians 3:20, Proverbs 23:22, and 10:1, to name just a few places.
Okay, these are a good start, but is there anything else we can do?
Quite a bit more. But instead of listing them all off, I'll just say that we need to show God's love to others. This can be as simple as making sure to keep your hands clean and do what you can to not spread germs, or it can be as complicated as inventing new ways to do things.
Like making an internet hangout site for us to talk and learn, even if it's not in your garage.
Well, I guess. Though I wasn't.
It's all good, Mr. Jacobs. We get it. And thanks.
No problem.
Well, I gotta go. Mom wants to use the computer to talk to Grandma.
Oh yeah, I better get back to homework.
Oh, right. Yeah. Homework.
All right. See you all soon.
Maybe. I've gotta ask my mom.
I might be on later.
See you guys.
Bye, Gwen.
See you later.
Yep.
Wait, how do I turn this off? Is there... Oh, there it is.